Hi, CY staff. The principals and I decided that it'd probably be better if we did a screencastify for a few more review items rather than take another planning or collab period from you. So please watch this, and then if you have questions regarding evaluation or walkthroughs, please come see your evaluator and we'll answer any questions. If you'll direct your attention to the screen here real quick, I have shared with you portions of this particular document, and I will send it in or put it in the weekly this week in case you'd like to see the whole thing. But this is the actual document for evaluation for this school year. What I shared with you as a group was this piece right here, the portion of the proficiency scales, because last year what we had was an introduction to the teacher and tutor proficiency scales. And all of these other ones have been since developed off of the first ones that we did do last year. So if you are a counselor, social worker, librarian, nurse, etc., if you've not seen what you're going to be evaluated on for this school year, this is what you need to open, okay? So the teacher tutor proficiency scales have a few shifts and changes that the committee went ahead and did last year, at the end of last year, after our principal feedback, because of the schools across the district who were sampling that. We were one of them. So good job, you. And then these other ones are new. So please take a look. I have sent those out in an email. I will put them again in the weekly so you properly know what you're going to be evaluated on for this 21-22 school year. In addition to these proficiency skills, if you go to your Talent Ed, okay, and this is just mine, you can see here, in your employee growth plan, which I've not done mine yet, so let's go to the form. If I go to my employee growth plan, so when I get into here, you're going to have needed to review those evaluation proficiency scales to know what goal and benchmark you're working on. So if I go through here, you can see Charlotte Gilbar is my evaluator. I will fill this out. And this is the first half because you're going to get the second half later. You do fill this all the way out to the end, including the implementation. If your team or you have any artifacts, you can certainly upload those. And then you're going to, just down here in the corner, you're going to save and submit, and then it will come to me. And then we'll use this in your goal meeting with your principal or your evaluator here in the next month. Okay, so that's where those two are. And then if I go back to my Clever, or let me push one back, you'll see Dr. Gilbar has assigned me the principal self-reflection. That is an optional piece for our staff this year. Me and Brent and Randy, we are deciding exactly who will be filling that out for this school year. But I don't think that'll be in the entire staff. I think that we'll have a small group of folks who are assigned that. So you probably don't have it now, and you may not get this assigned. And then the last piece, you can see this last one on the bottom. That is the second half of the growth plan, and that's what we'll fill out in the spring. Okay, so please use the evaluation proficiency scales to pick your goal, help you pick your goal. Look for these things in the weekly, hot off the press. Okay. Lastly, from me, for our school evaluations, so when we do come in and evaluate you, the template that we're using is right here. It's the same as last year, and this is what we are using off of the basic elements of effective teaching. These are the things that we value, research values, that says that if these things are in place and if these things are happening in the classroom, then your students are going to succeed. And remember, as teacher, you have the largest point of emphasis and closeness to the students to change their learning. And that if these things happen, research say, then your students will be more successful. So just a quick review real quick. I'll also put this in the weekly. If you'd like to reference it, that would be great. So there is an expectation that you will know and post and talk through the learning objective for the day. Hopefully that's written in student terms, language. I will be able to spell blah, 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 or I will be able to formulate algebraic equations, whatever that is. So that is an expectation that should be up, and the kids should know what they're learning for the day. Anticipatory set. Again, we talk a lot like that kind of brings you back, but like, what's the hook for the kids for the day? It is a entrance ticket, is a reflection on yesterday's. I've seen a lot of short 3-minute videos that have caught the attention of shifting into a new book, etc., recently in the last few weeks. So we're looking for that. And then the meat of the lesson lies right here. Teaching and modeling, that's you bringing the students through these brief, small steps. That's making sure that they are all paying attention and that they are doing what you're asking, whether it's taking notes, participating, turn and talking, or whatever. Okay. Guided practice, that's where you as teacher is going to ask the student to practice a small piece of the learning of that day. And that too could be working together. It could be show me these 5 math problems. Meanwhile, you're taking a lap around the class and making sure that students are doing what you've asked them to do, and they're doing it hopefully at mastery level. Check for understanding. That can look a lot of different ways, but it's really quick. It also could entail an exit ticket. It could be parent share with you, then picking certain kids to tell you about their learning, those types of things. So, are you giving the kids time, and are you allowing yourself to know that they are with you, whether it's 20 minutes in, 10 minutes in, or right at the end of the class? How do you know, and are you doing those things? Lastly, off those quick checks, if they're not getting it, how are you adjusting and how are you reteaching? Those are important pieces. That helps kids know exactly where they should be. It helps you know. Exit tickets are a great way to start the next day with, boy, we just didn't get it today. So this is how we're going to move forward today. And I think what that does is it tells the kids that you're not just moving forward without them getting it, and you're willing to take the time to teach them. Those pieces of a lesson are cyclical. You're going to see those go over and over. Sometimes in one class period, you'll see it 4 to 8 times. Sometimes it's a longer, broader conversation in that course that day, and it's just one time through. Or you might just get through the guided practice and it's more of a work day. It shouldn't be something we see all the time, but it happens. Okay. And this last piece, you can see independent learning. There are times that kids are showing you what they know. They're taking a test. They're working on a project. This is where the students are doing the deep dive into the work, and sometimes we see this. So Randy's going to talk to you next about the walkthrough. And you're going to notice that these same things of effective teaching are folded through our walkthrough, which is built for you to get immediate feedback from when we come through your classes. So again, I thank you for your time. I hope this is worth it. If you have a few minutes and you need some clarification, let us know. We'll help you out. I'm officially back on the master of all technology. I hope this was good for you, and I didn't talk too fast. Later, CY.